Ambassador, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Touch Show.
But
we're just curious to know, who is this ambassador? Where did he grow up?
Basically, my background is such a tough one also, but I was born on the 4th of July, 1983, down in Kampala, and I was raised in Najanankumbi, which after that we shifted to Kasubi na Muona. Yeah, I know the names sound a bit more of Luganda, but that's us basically. Yeah, so I mean, I was born in a family of 3. I'm the firstborn. I'm followed by a boy, and a girl is the lastborn. My mom is still around, but my dad passed in 2004.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, 2004 deck, that's when he passed on. But it's well. I have another dad in heaven.
Amen.
Yeah.
And you're Ugandan, but you're here in Kenya. How did you get yourself in Kenya?
When I came down here, I only knew 2 names. In fact, 4. Chameleon, Bebekul, I knew Necessary Noise, and Kalamashaka. Those are the only people I knew, because that's when Necessary Noise had a hit. So when I sat down on when I was listening to East Africa radio, I was like, yeah, I need to be there one of these days. So I moved down here, and when I came down here, a friend of mine told me, he gave me a few considerations. He told me, you can start with KBC. He told me, start with also Musicland. When I came down to Nairobi, Musicland had already been closed. Yeah. So I only had one option, which was KBC. So I came at the gate. I remember even the gentleman that was there. I came at the gate, talked to the gentleman. I told him I'm a musician. But you know, you're a musician, and you have nothing as in to show for what you do. So I talked to him, and he was like, yeah, you can try your luck. And the fact that I didn't have any music on me, what I did, he told me, whenever you are done with at least a product, you can always come here. I'll see how I can help you link to a few guys here. So the other option I had remaining was the National Theatre. So I went to the National Theatre.
So what did you do? You know, moneyless, you don't know people in Nairobi. How did you survive?
As for the few things I know I can narrate, I remember when I came to the National Theatre, like after a week, I met some guys and told them I need to do a bit of recordings. I remember Bruce Odhiambo, one of the legendary producers in Kenya, used to hang there, Kinatabo Susas and all the other. As in National Theatre was just like a fraternity for all the entertainers in the nation. I remember even the first time I saw Gidi Gidi Maji Maji, they came and they were like wow. By then they had Tim Badumaro. And they were huge, as in everyone is like, yeah. As in, everyone wants to shake their hands, everyone wants to give them a hug. At the National Theatre, imagine, as in even the people that are in their own, as in within the same fraternity, they even still adore them. So it took me a while for me to even see the Kalamashaka, the Necessary Noise. But to cut the whole story short, as in, I managed to link up with Bruce Odhiambo at the National Theatre. I had one of the songs that I had done Kitambo, but hadn't even believed, I wasn't believing in it, because as per what I used to listen to, as per the radio stations in Kenya, man, the standards were, the bar was far higher than what I used to do. So I brought one of my songs. I know, as in, I brought one of my songs. I gave one of my songs to one of the guys in the counter, and told him, just play for me that song. As he played it, Bruce Odhiambo was like, wow, I like that. Who did that? Who did that song? And he was like, that's the guy. But kumbuka mi, sina hata mahali pa kulala, so nilikuwa na jako yangu, nikajifunika. I just wake up, I just come at the National Theatre, I just chill there. When it's late, you know, entertainers drink. Kwanza, those in the secular in the secular world, they drink mpaka asubuhi. So sometimes I would even spend nights without even sleeping.
Yeah.
So,
and through all these challenges, you know, you were facing,
yeah.
because you still had a home back in Kampala.
Yeah.
At any point, did you think of just maybe going back home where you had a home, you had family, you had friends?
Trust me, I didn't even think of that. Not even at any one moment. I remember even some of the people like right now that are into much of acting used to ask me, as in, but then they were struggling also, but walikuwa wananiuliza, if we are struggling as Kenyans, then how about you as a Ugandan? So they were asking me, don't you have parents in UG? Can't you just go home? Wacha tukuchangie tu pesa uende.
So you never turned back, you came and you came.
I had one word, I had like a slogan. I came to do my music. That was my slogan. I came to do my music. Siku moja, as I was coming out, I met with Rafton. And he was a humble guy. When I met him, he was just like a kijana. By then, he was a kijana. And he told me, he asked me, Alfie, the friend of mine I used to move around with, told him, by the way, this guy is from Uganda. He's a very nice musician. He's a very nice singer. And Rafton told me, yeah, so you're from Uganda, from the land of Baganda. Yeah. I remember that's what he even told me, from the land of Baganda. I told him, yeah, that's where I'm from. And I came to pursue my career in Kenya. So he asked me, how do you do your things? He asked me, where do you stay? I told him I had crammed at least one place, which was Reruta. I told him I stay in Reruta. Just to keep, you know,
the first impression,
yeah.
At least.
So, at some extent, I thought, I came to realize that he had realized something that I hadn't told him, spiritually. So he had, akaniambia, let's do this. I know life is hard in Nairobi, but let me give you my number. You don't have a phone, but I have one. If in case you go through, you find any hindrances or any problem anywhere, just give me a buzz. One of these days, we'll sit and talk. So 1 week after that, as in I spent sleepless nights at the National Theatre. Sleepless nights, as in I couldn't sleep. People were drinking, and you can't just sleep there. So I used to go down at the entrance and just sit there, bend my head, nalalapo. So in the midst of that whole thing, there's a gentleman called David Makali, the CEO of South Africa. When I talk hivi, he saw me and was like, okay, how are you? And I told him, yeah, I'm fine. And he asked me, what are you doing here? Because by then it was something like 4. And he told me, I told him, I'm a musician, I'm from Uganda. That's the first thing I used to tell people. So he told me, by the way, I'm a journalist. And by then he was still working for a certain farm, one of the media, whatever is in Nairobi. So he told me, I'm a journalist, but I have a dream. I've been, as in between my tours, I've been buying music. I have a pile of music at home. And I think one of these days I need to set up a record label. And he gave me his card. He told me, give me a call one of the days when you need us to talk.
Oh, another door opens.
So it happened at a certain time that I just needed, as in, some positivity in my life, some positive vibe in my life.